There's no question covering the coronavirus pandemic has taken its toll on every aspect of life. And that includes media companies trying to report on this ever-changing story. Executive editor of the Desert Sun, Julie Mackinnon, knows that firsthand. Welcome, Julie.
I miss visiting you in the studio.
Well, that's always the fun, but it isn't quite that way in trying to cover this story, especially for newspapers today. What's that been like?
Well, in some ways, it's been really energizing. I mean, these huge stories come along only a couple times in a lifetime, right? And so being able to contribute something positive during this crisis and try to help keep people up to date with the rapidly changing information really energizes me and my staff. I think we all feel very purpose-driven in our work. It's also really alarming to see how quickly advertising dropped off. And obviously we've had to make some adjustments across the company to account for that lost revenue. So we've done some furloughs, and you know, that's challenging when you're trying to report probably the biggest story of the decade with 25% fewer staff at any given moment. So it's tough.
What have been the challenges for the reporters who are, trying to get the story? Because it's, very difficult in some cases to actually go to where the story is.
Yeah, well, some public agencies have been really good about putting their meetings online, taking questions online, setting up access for us to observe things that we would normally attend in person. But meeting regular sort of non-governmental sources, talking with them has been definitely more challenging. A lot of reporting is, maybe going to a small group meeting or having lunch with somebody where they might share some information with you. It's those sort of casual contacts that nurture a lot of what we do. And with a lot of those on pause, it's just not the same to Zoom with someone. It's that makes it more challenging.
Because this story changes so fast, what kind of perspective and context can a paper give that other media can't?
I think with the changes coming so fast and so furious, that unless you're watching TV, basically 24/7, which is probably not the healthiest thing to do. It's nice, at least in print or online, to have a written record of all the changes that happened in the past 24 hours and to be able to go back and refer to those. I think especially in the past week, as we've seen counties and cities either try to align with the state, get out of alignment with the state. There's an incredible confusion. Do I have to wear a mask? The county said I don't have to wear a mask. Palm Springs says I need to wear a mask. I think as all this shifts very rapidly, to be able to turn to either your phone on our webpage or a print product and say, oh, okay, here's the latest today. I can go back and refer to this if I need to.
The fallout from this, especially for newspapers, what do you think is going to be the fallout?
The Desert Sun is part of a nationwide newspaper chain with hundreds of newspapers, and a lot of the decision making is done at that level. I think they're starting to see sort of some comebacks in advertising as various states start to open up. But the challenge is obviously a lot of these businesses have lost incredible amounts of money in the past 2 months. And so how much money will they have to spend on advertising is a really open question.
We look forward to that daily paper, whether it's online or the hard copy, and we've got to keep it going.
Thank you so much.
And keep it right here. We'll be right back.